Hello, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vanessa. For those of you who are new around here, welcome. I am a watercolor artist and an artisanal handmade watercolor paint maker. Today I'm going to be showing you how to paint bubbles. So a few months ago over on Instagram, I posted a picture of these bubbles that I painted, and it was met with really positive feedback. A ton of you asked me if I would post a tutorial on how to paint these bubbles. So that's what we're going to be doing today. These were painted on black watercolor paper. And this is the black watercolor paper from Legion Stonehenge. I know many of you may not have this paper, so I am posting a tutorial on how to do it on white watercolor paper. So the first thing that we're going to do is paint the background, and then we'll paint the bubbles. So if you're going to be painting this on black watercolor paper, I'll put a timestamp right here somewhere showing you when the actual bubble painting starts. If you want to see the whole thing, just, watch the whole thing. But the first part will be focused on the background, and then the second part will be the actual bubbles. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. Let's get to it. So let's start off with the supplies that we'll be using. For these bubble paintings, I'll be using the Arteza Expert watercolor paper, which is 100% cotton. In terms of paint, I will be using White Night paints in turquoise and violet. Some shimmery watercolors by my own brand, the Sprout Creative. A 1-inch flat wash brush by Princeton, a size 14 round soft brush by Silver Black Velvet, a size 2 round brush by Princeton. For white, we'll be using a bottle of Copic Opaque White and a white gel pen. To begin with, I'm going to take a large flat brush and wet the entire paper. I am working on 100% cotton watercolor paper. If you are not working with a similar paper or a cotton watercolor paper, please keep in mind that you may have to re-wet your paper often when you're doing the background, especially during the first layer of paint, because non-cotton watercolor paper tends to dry a lot faster. Using the same brush, I'm going to begin adding color to the background. The colors that I add are not extremely important. Feel free to use whatever colors you have on hand, whichever ones are your favorite. This first layer is going to be a light, watery layer. So I'm adding a little bit more water than paint to my brush, and I am just slapping that color on. It doesn't have to look pretty. It doesn't have to flow in any way. Your colors don't have to mix at this point. That's okay. This is the first layer. This is going to get covered up, and it's going to look a lot better once we hit that third layer. So for your first layer, just lay the color down and don't think too much about it. Add all of the colors that you want and just kind of let them flow together. After I've added the first layer, I switched to a softer brush. I no longer need to get that pigment like just laid down on the paper. So switching to a softer brush will allow me to put a little bit more of that pigment saturation over the top of the paper. And as you can see here, I'm just blotting in the paint, letting it mix together. If you want to have a little bit more of an in-depth tutorial on how I mix colors, I will link that tutorial above. So right now, all I'm doing is just laying down some paint and letting them spread and intermingle together. Using gentle patting motions instead of sweeping your brush across the paper helps to build that color and keep it vibrant. I'm going to continue adding some colors in any of the lighter spots that are coming through. If your paint has begun to spread a little, depending on how wet your paper is, just go in and deposit a little bit more color like I'm doing here. Before I move on to the third layer, I'm going to make sure that my paper is completely dry, and I'm using a hair dryer to speed up that process. For the third layer, I'm going in once again. I am adding the colors just as I did in the second layer. I am not necessarily using the same color that is underneath. I am just adding in whichever color is calling to me. I've always found that if I add in a mix of the different colors on top of each other instead of sticking to one color with every single layer, that it really helps with the overall effect. So you'll have bits of purple and bits of blue and bits of turquoise peeking through once your painting has fully dried. So you can see here that I neglected to add a little bit of purple towards the end. So I'm going back in with that purple and I'm adding it in over the top of some of the blue parts, just to bring some of that purple back in. And once I'm satisfied with this layer, I am going to let it dry completely. And as you can see here, the colors are all popping through. Even though I didn't add as much purple or as much turquoise in the third layer, they're all popping through that page. Using my circle maker and a white gel pen, I'll be drawing circles of random sizes across the entirety of the paper. You don't need to use a circle maker. Feel free to use any circular object that you have. The reason that I'm drawing in the circles with a white gel pen as opposed to just with a regular pencil is so that one, they're visible, and two, you already have your built-in highlights. So go ahead and draw as many or as few circles as you'd like during this initial phase. I'm going to start off with a small round watercolor brush. This one is a size 2. The size doesn't really matter, just look for a smaller one that you feel comfortable using. We will be painting all of the circles using our shimmery watercolor. If you don't have any shimmery watercolors, just feel free to use any vibrant colors that you have. Initially, I am using the tip of my brush to lay down thin strokes of color along the sides of the bubble using various different colors. As you're laying down paint inside the bubble, always make sure that you are going along the curves of the bubble. So when you're adding strokes of paint inside of the bubble, not along the edges, but inside, make sure that you're curving those strokes of paint. This will give the bubble the appearance of roundness. I enjoy alternating colors between the bubbles. You don't have to. You can make them all one color. You can make them all white. You can make them all pink, however you want. But I really enjoy alternating the colors just to give the bubble a little sense of fun and a little bit of a rainbow effect. I like to alternate between thin and broad strokes when I am adding the reflections on the bubble. For the thin strokes, you use the tip of your brush, and for the broad strokes, you use the entire bristle of the brush. So just press down hard, let the length of the brush do the work for you. If you don't want any of the white outline showing through, you can cover that up with your shimmery paints. So paint directly over it. You can also leave some of them showing through, leave little peaks of it to give the bubble the effect of some highlights around those areas. As you can see here, I also jump from bubble to bubble. I don't work with just one bubble at a time. And the reason that I do this is so that I can make sure that there's enough symmetry amongst all the bubbles. It just helps me to look at the bigger picture by jumping from bubble to bubble and alternating between them, and then going back and working on some of them. It also allows the bubbles to dry in between layers, and this is important, especially when we start adding our white highlights. Now I'm going to grab my Copic Opaque White and start adding in some highlights. I will be adding in highlights in wet areas and in dry areas as well. And we're going to use the white in the exact same way that we use the shimmery watercolor. If you don't have Copic Opaque White, use any white that you have. Anything from like watercolor to gouache to acrylic, anything will work. In some parts, I'm allowing the white to mix in with the paint underneath, so to mix in with the shimmery watercolors, and this helps diffuse a lot of that white. So it gives this sort of a misty appearance to the edges of the bubbles. Moving forward, I begin alternating between using the shimmers and the white to add highlights, adding some white in wet places and then also adding white where the paint has completely dried, and diffusing the edges a bit so that we don't have any hard spots. As you're adding color to the inside of the bubble, remember that your goal is for the colors to be a reflection of the surroundings, so you don't want to cover your entire bubble in watercolor. For some bubbles, leave a wider area in the middle where you do not add any shimmer, and for other bubbles, you can go in with a little bit more paint. You don't want every bubble to look exactly the same, so alternate the way that you paint them, alternate the way that you add highlight, but most importantly, remember to leave some empty space. To finish off, once you're satisfied with the way that your bubbles look, we're going to take some of the white and add some curved thin highlights along the sides of the bubble. You can do this with your brush. You can also use a white gel pen to achieve the exact same result. And finally, add a bit of white splatter and shimmery splatter across your paper and you're done. So that was the tutorial. I really hope that you enjoyed painting this piece along with me. If you painted one of your own and you post it over on Instagram, please be sure to tag me in it. Here's my Instagram handle so that I can see it and comment and love it and share it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you want more content. I put out a video every single week. I also have a Patreon account where I do weekly tutorials, live paintings, and I also have Patreon exclusive watercolors. Every patron has access to our exclusive Discord channels where we have watercolor giveaways, we have art supply swaps, we have great conversation over there. It's a place for sharing and getting to know everyone. And I have some amazing active members. So if you want to join my Patreon for as little as $5 a month, I will leave the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Yeah. Welcome to a new week. You know the spiel. A couple of months ago over on Instagram, this post garnered a lot of inquiries. Here are some more videos for you. I hope you like them. Subscribe over here. Right, wait. How about subscribing right here?